Good evening, dear guests, and welcome to the third night of the Balkan New Film Festival. Tonight, we will have the opportunity to see 3 films and 1 panel talk on films on Balkan. Now, we will see the film Never Ending Past. This is a drama from Montenegro from 2018. The film depicts 3 stories about a father and a son in 3 time periods: the end of the World War II, during the fall of Berlin Wall, and after Yugoslavia breakdown. In each of these stories, father and son find themselves in characteristic borderline situations in which they begin to question their own existence. Decisions they are forced to make will change their lives forever. The director is Andro Martinovic, production company Artikulacija Film Podgorica Montenegro, producer Ivan Đurović, and cast Lazar Ristovski, Tihomir Stanić, Srđan Grahovac, and Marko Bačević. Enjoy the film.
This panel, well, we will speak about important things. How to make one movie in Balkan. Welcome to our guests. We have been here now in the 3rd day. We are almost all citizens of Stockholm. And we had actually an opportunity to see just 3 movies from Balkan New Film Festival. 3 more movies are in front of us, or 5. Well, do you have some question just to beginning, or shall we start? Yes. We have this time, this year, our guests are from Croatia. It was by occasion, it was not mentioned, it was no intention to have like this. I actually make invitation, or we make invitation to the few of lands, and lot of also more countries, just to make this conversation more interesting, or divided, different. But well, it happens that this year is just concentrated, or we have guests from Croatia, which is actually great pleasure, since we have since beginning movies from Croatia, and with us is even the director that won 2014 for the best movie, Branko Schmidt. First question to you. How is
Stockholm?
How is it Stockholm?
Beautiful.
Okay, it was no. My first question was actually how is to make a movie on Balkan.
I can say about whole Balkan, but I could say only in Croatia.
Well, it's part of.
That's the problem. It was, I think, 2 years ago, the best organized country, not only in the former Yugoslavia. I mean, in the whole Balkan area, region. So we have our audiovisual center, and the basic idea was to divide the politics from cinema. And it starts very good since I think last year, when our director of our audiovisual center must give resignation for some political pressure, and the politics decide to penetrate to our independency. And during these 4 years of when Mr. Hribar was the chairman of that of our audiovisual center, we had, I think, the best results ever in our history. So only in 1 year we have 4 films in the 4 A category festivals we had. I don't know which year it was. It was
in Cannes?
No, I mean which year? was
I think 2015.
2015. We have in Cannes, in Venice, in
Berlin.
held in Berlin, and we won some prizes there. So it was really the fruitful year for Croatian film. But we can see here in Stockholm how they promote even nothing, I could say. They make museums of nothing, and they just protect heritage, everything what they have. But in our case, is to destroy everything which is good. It's something really. I think we are not the exception in the Balkan area. There is some moment in the heads, I don't know why, to destroy everything which is good. So after resignation of Mr. Hriber, the politic on how to say, not on the door but on the window, came to our audiovisual center and started to how to say, to
Change things.
change things in a way like it was in the communism.
Mhm.
So we are now, I think, where we were 25, 30 years ago. I don't know what is in the mind of that people, but I'm not very optimistic. We shall now fight again for our independency, and I think that, of course, now the younger directors must take things in their hands, but we will support them and do our best to put the political where it should to be, not in the heart of our culture. So that's for the beginning.
Okay, thank you. Sarah?
Excuse me, the question is
Is-
how to make a film
Yeah.
in Balkan, in Croatia. Because Branko pretty much summed it all.
Mhm.
About politics, you can say
Mm.
exactly.
It's very intervened with the politics. I think it's in most of the countries. The culture and the politics are intervened, and if they're intervened in a bad way, in a negative way, then definitely the culture suffers. And we're on and off. We have that relationship, I think, in all of the Balkans, but I can only speak from my point of view in Croatia. It is a love-hate relationship, so if it's good, then it's really good for the film, like Mr. Schmidt said, and when it's bad, it's really bad for the film and the filmmakers especially, and for the film, because if it's politically directed, it's not an objective film, and then you don't have an objective cinematography, and you can be relevant at any festival, especially those big ones that we all like to be proud of, like Cannes or Berlin and Venice and Rotterdam and so on. So it's very complicated to be a filmmaker in such an environment where there's a so close connection between politics in the way
Mhm.
you think, you write the project, and it's always in your mind in some way. So that part is kind of complicated. It seems to me that it's easier perhaps in some countries that are more politically open and so, but we have to have in consideration that we are a young country, so it's all in, you know.
In the beginning somehow.
Yeah, so it was very good, and now it is not so good, but the process of filmmaking, in my opinion, can be very good, especially, and we're working towards building some studios and bringing co-productions to the country.
Yeah.
It was very nice for a couple of years. People were making Hollywood A-films, like in Dubrovnik, and Game of Thrones were shooting
Yeah,
there.
that was an interesting story, even from
And
Belgian
Luc
perspective, Serbian
Besson
perspective.
and many great filmmakers did great TV and film projects. Star Wars were shooting.
Mhm.
It's really unbelievable, but it comes and goes, you know. And the problem is the politics. So,
Okay.
and I'm not a politician, nor I want to be. So,
Yeah.
I
But-
only look the art and the process.
Yeah, but when you both of you talking about politics, do you mean that they are deciding about money, or they are deciding about story that you are participating?
No, I don't know about the money because I'm quite youngish, and I only work on independent projects. So,
Uh-huh, okay.
but no, I think we have no censorship or anything
Okay.
like that. So
That way,
I think the politics only consider the amount of money that
Must be,
generally
yeah.
the country has for the industry, not for some films. So
Mhm.
it's a general thing, not specifically attached to a certain project. Did you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say that it's not a question of money or stories or nothing else. They just want to control who will decide
Mhm.
about.
Decision maker.
Yes, who will be decision maker. That's the problem. And years ago, so the director of Audiovisual Center and our Audiovisual Council, which we have,
Mhm.
and I was a member of that council, and I was a decision maker 2 years. So I was a part of that system where it works, I think, the best. And they penetrated in the council of
Mhm.
just what we could to stop, because they what the politic wants to have a president of council
Uh-huh.
must be from a politic.
Uh-huh.
And but we stopped them. Just now we have one member from politic inside,
Okay.
so they are inside.
Okay.
So it's a new law. We can stop it.
Okay.
And the question of money we can speak later, because I think that's another problem.
Yeah.
Because we have less and less money every year for the projects.
Mm.
We are now, if we in Croatia have, let's say, 40 or 50% of the budget, that's great.
Mm.
Even in the communist time, when I started, I did two films in the communist time. We got 80%.
Mhm. Yeah.
So now we are on 50 or 40. So,
Mm.
and that's interesting that we now, whatever how we call language in Bosnia, in Serbia, in Croatia, but we still don't need subtitles. We understand each other very good, and this is why we have to work together.
Mhm.
This is the only way, because and to make a big market first of all, and to support each other with this minority productions. So Mr. Babic and I are preparing a new film. So we got money in Croatia, now we got in Bosnia, and we will, I think, in March is concourse in Belgrade. So we will, and I hope we will have the Serbian money too. And then we are here, of course. When we are in Stockholm, we will ask for film in Monday. We have a meeting in Swedish Film Institute, and I hope they will support us too. So I don't know. So that's why this festival is important, and just that people from Balkan area know each other and support each other to survive somehow this brainwashing with these stupid TV series, these soaps, and all this which have only one task to make us stupid, to make our people stupid. And when people are stupid, you can manipulate as you want, as you wish.
Mr. Babic, you are one who is producer, and you are taking this hard part
Yes, of course.
of the movie making. Since you have experience from time before and now, can you tell us the difference, since you were working even in former Yugoslavia a lot in the television, but somehow I think that it could be comparate with this?
You just heard two authors and
Yes.
problems from this aspect. My problems start and finished only with money.
Yeah.
We are now a small country and we cannot make any movie without supporting of government or Ministry of Culture. So every year is less and less money because it's not maybe in summa less, but producing is higher and
costs.
more,
Yeah.
yes, and we the supporting is constant the same. So now we have about 50% supporting from Ministry of Culture, and for another 50% we have to find or looking for co-producers. Now the easiest way is to looking in our area, ex-Yugoslavia, because we know each other, we know this problem, but now is not enough that we must go out of our region and looking in European Union. So with this new problem, the new project, we hope that we shall here
Open some doors.
open this problem and applicated and your fund. And the last is Euro Image, where all from
European countries.
Balkan and European country applied for the money. So if you know that we cannot make the film without €1,000,000, and if you got from ministry 500,
Then you must fight
it's-
for the rest.
you have to fight to find the another part.
Yeah.
So we should try.
Just to explain to audience, when you have a festival, you can have two parts. One is just showing a movie, but another one is used to be like film industry market, and then some kind of supporting production. And my idea with Balkan New Film Festival is not just having the fun watching the movies. It is more like to make bridge and make collaboration, because vision for us who are living here and no cinematography from Balkan and no cinematography here actually is to find a reaching point that could be something that can be made together. And I think it will make more quality even to Swedish movie and then to the Balkan movie, collaboration in any way. We did before some this kind of collaboration, and one new is on the way. Well, when we are talking about number of movies, how many movies per year Croatia make?
It depends from year to year.
Yeah.
But usually, six.
6, okay.
6 to 10.
6 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But you didn't know the year. You didn't have a year with no budget, because
No.
Serbia had
No,
it
no,
for
no.
2-3 years ago. Just few years with no budget for a movie. It was terrible. Yeah.
this year could be.
Even in the future.
Yes, because our new director of audiovisual center, he resigned
Yeah.
a week ago.
Uh,
So now we are
Waiting.
headless.
Uh-huh,
We don't
okay.
have a leader.
Yeah.
And it will be a big fight for who
To
will
see
be,
how it will go.
who will
Oh.
be. Of course, the politics have ideas.
Mm. And when we are talking the
But
stories.
we have our ideas too.
When
What?
we are talking about stories, because the movie is partly this financial part, but also partly stories. Do you have enough stories to make movies in Croatia?
I think yes. Because I mean our politicians and the situation, everything give us a lot of inspiration to make to say how stupid they are. You know, just this is really the how to say the source without end.
Okay.
Anyway, much more stories than money.
Okay. Yes.
Of course, that they want us to make. They always say about the box office, because audience, of course, are now the hands of all cinemas are in the hand of Americans. So, what you could expect that Croatian film will have 1 million of visitors?
Yeah.
How? We don't have cinema. We have in Zagreb 2 cinemas, which are not in hands of
Yeah.
Americans.
In a big. Okay.
So
it was my
there's a
question
small
too.
cinemas with fantastic program,
Are
and
closing.
now one of the oldest cinema in Zagreb, which is really nice. There are plans that they will close it.
Mm.
And we already it was like this, and we go to street and we blocked and we saved that cinema for some 10 years, but now it looks they will start again to take that cinema
Okay.
in a private now. I mean to do some other business, not to show movies, but this is heritage. This is a really nicest cinema in Zagreb, old, modern, 100 and I don't know how many years.
Well, we can compare like situation in Belgrade.
Yeah, I
and
know that
they're
you fight for
closing,
cinemas
yeah.
and
Yeah.
yes, to know how it is, but let's see. You are young. We will stop them.
Okay. And Sarah, do you open somewhere a question about women in the film?
Sorry, do I open?
I mean, does it exist in the idea
Ah,
about
the
women
question
in the,
about
question
women.
about women in the
Well,
film?
it,
Is some extra issue or just?
no, it's there are many women, especially female producers and film editors and actresses especially. So Croatian film is really emancipated in that way, but since there are so few films that get actually financed and filmed, there's a low percentage of women. So, and we do not have that kind of encouragement. You know, like when someone says, "Okay, you have 5 films, but one of them should be
Just
by a female director."
principle.
I know Slovenia has that, and many countries. We do not have that, but still, the films. Women make films a lot. Documentaries, feature films, short films, and narrative films. We have like there are classics today. People like Snježana Tribuson with her work and so on, and younger authors like Vlatka Vorkapić and especially Hana Jušić, who is a genius who represents the whole Croatian region, not just the women, but the quality itself. So I think it's good to be a woman in Croatian industry film, but is it tough? I think yes, it is, but for both genders. And
Yeah.
I think the more important
There is
question
equality
is
then.
what is it nice to be a young author because there are so many. I wouldn't say older, but more mature authors that are having their renaissance period in their 50s or 40s or 60s, and they're like rejuvenated and they're making these great films like never before. So there's a question of equality and justice or injustice, if you may, because I think the point is to make great films. You can't judge something by its cover. Is it by a female or an older author or a woman or minority? There is actually, as they said, it's too many great stories and too many great authors that deserve their own film and too little money, as always. So.
So the problem is because directors are living too long. As you see.